Yo, what up, B Sam? I'm back, as promised. Officially back for the playoffs. I guess the other game, the Denver Clippers game, was on ESPN for a while, so they weren't broadcasting this one live yet here. So plus I was tired, I fell asleep. Yes, sir. Very long time. Likewise, I hope all is well with you as well. I'm didn't forget about YouTube. I was still posting. It's just that I was trying to grow engagement other ways and trying to see, what works. You never know. You never know how things go and what could work. The presentation on StreamYard has definitely changed. Let's see what this does. Hmm. Yo, we gotta be careful with Detroit, bro. We gotta be careful with Detroit. Don't play around. Don't play around with Detroit. Don't play around with Detroit. We lost a lot this year against these guys. No, don't definitely. We can't play around. Do not play around with Detroit, bro. Kate Cunningham has been getting better every season, and I guess there's a lot to talk about, bro. From Melo being inducted into the Hall of Fame, his son's playing well. Bronny, we got the Knicks playoff chances. I'm back with other videos now too. Now that the playoffs has begun. We got so many things to talk about. I think I'm back with that now too. I love how last time I used StreamYard, it's gotten a lot better. What do you think about? What do you think about Melo Hall of Fame induction? Recent. In this series, you feel good. I think. I think that it's probably it's probably favoring our way, but it doesn't mean that we can take them lightly. You know. I guess he doesn't have. I guess he doesn't have the success you would say of somebody that is a Hall of Fame inductee. But then again, no matter how he got here, what could you have done? What could you have done at that time? Like, it feels like a long time ago, but you got to remember the Knicks didn't really have anything going on before they got him. Around that period of time, like 2010 ish, right? 2010, 2011. We didn't have much going on. And it wasn't like the Knicks were the smartest front office in the world trying to get a team together for him. Yeah, it was. I remember because it was a big deal at the time that Melo came to the Knicks. We didn't have anything going. We didn't have anything really worth cheering for. I remember. And Melo changed that because we started winning games and we were exciting. You know. Now exciting doesn't mean that you win all the time and that you have success, but at least we had something we could watch. Unfortunately, if he had the front office, you know, if he had the front office that we have now, you're looking at a different situation for Melo. You're looking at a totally different situation where a couple of times during good playoff runs, maybe we could have had better teams, but that's in the past. That's in the past, but people will not forget that. If you're somebody that's in the Hall of Fame, they're going to say, "Hey, yeah, you're a good player, but what did you really do?" Oh, Pistons still coming back and scoring. You know, what did you really do? And I'm a little bit critical of that because outside of the good highlights, sometimes sharing the ball really wasn't a thing for him, but he's still a great player. OG Ananobi, that is my guy on this team. I think if we go far in the playoffs, it's gonna be really Brunson and Ananobi. Of course, we know our weakness is the center position. I hope they were saving Mitchell Robinson to play him a lot now because the end of the year for the Knicks it didn't look good. You know, they got a lot better, didn't they? The Pistons? No, they got a lot better since last time I remember seeing them. It's Schroeder. You know, at one time, Schroeder was set to make a lot of money. I think we know the story. And he decided not to take. Was it the Lakers at that time? What team was that? He decided not to take that deal and test it out. I think test the market. And what ended up happening is he ended up playing terribly and lost a lot of money. Yeah, it was the Lakers. Ended up losing a lot of money and never quite made that back. You know, there's rare occasions when you have players that do well a season and don't get paid. You know, I remember him in recent memory. I remember Boogie Cousins was about to make a lot of money and he got hurt as well. It happens. You know, Ananobi, woo, good job, Ananobi. Side game. I'm telling you, the development of Ananobi is because of the injury of Brunson last month of the year. But we needed that going into the playoffs because we needed a clear two as in number two guy that could score, and OG is definitely doing that. Playoff basketball is hard. Nothing for granted. Yo, what's up, Devin? We're back. We're live. I didn't forget about you guys. I was just trying. I was telling B Sims. I was trying different ways of engagement. You know, I was doing the streams, even though the last couple of months I haven't been able to do as many streams as I want. You know, but I mean, as many shorts as I want. But you know, you try and you get there, and like, yeah, I've been at this for a couple of years. But hey, you never know when your turn is. You know, I know this is a big part of the channel, especially us making the playoffs. We can't even take that for granted. You know, there are many years where we didn't, and now I guess making the playoffs is expected. And actually, we're also expected to have success. You know, so like yeah, like B Sim says, you can't take the Pistons for granted. And they're scary, bro. They're a very good team. I think they've gotten better since the last time I saw them, really, and that's not good for us, of course. What movie is that? Is that Oh, it's King Kong. How do they keep making these movies? Is it King Kong or Godzilla or something? Jurassic World, whatever. You know how many of these movies we've seen now in the last like 30 years? Yeah, it's really ridiculous. You can't really go to the movies like that anymore nowadays. Anyway, every once in a while, maybe there's something you like, and even that nowadays, you'd probably better watch it online. There we go, cat. One thing about cat, One thing about cat, he takes a long time to make his move in the paint. It's easy to defend. He's not a true center. You know, takes him very. If he's shooting, it's great, but it takes him a long time to get going. Nice pass. Does that well, cat. Does that well. Does that really well. See, so he takes a long time to make his move, but he's a good passer and he's a good shooter. So that's what you get when you get him in the middle there. Yeah, you kind of have to because he's your star player, but he's not the player you want to play through. And that's another thing. That's another thing that I keep thinking about. I didn't realize. Look, I knew Isaiah Hartstein was good. I would have never imagined that the impact of losing him was this critical. You know, looking back at everything now that the year is over. Speaking of the year being over, we got to get freaking thing back too. DiVincenzo. Let's get DiVincenzo back, and then do whatever you got to do to get a decent center in there. Maybe above decent that you can develop. Um, Mitchell Robinson, probably not it, right? I think we've tried. We waited all the way to January to get Mitchell Robinson a chance. He came back, he played. It didn't really work. He's injured. He's not healthy, out of shape. Whatever you want to say at this point. I look. This whole season really was waiting for Mitchell Robinson. Yeah, bro. This whole season was waiting for Mitchell Robinson to get healthy. He didn't get healthy, really. I think it's over. The Knicks gotta move on. The Knicks gotta move on and do something else. Come on, dudes. Knicks gotta do something else at this point. Hold it, hold it. Shaman has been pretty good also, and so is Cameron Payne. Not that time. Not that time. We're only up one. It's not a lead you want to call a lead, really. A lot of games we played. You can tell the Pistons have worked on their game. Not surprised they're the sixth seed, even though the East is not that good. Pistons have worked on their game. Nice move, Cat. Sometimes he can do that. If Cat can get a good step, sometimes he can get his defender out the way, score inside. It's not often. It's not often, but when it happens, it is good. Shabbat. Ah. I mean, Shaman did what he had to do. You got to go for that. You got to go for that. They can challenge all they want. I thought it was a foul. Definitely challenge it all you want. Definitely a foul. I wonder how the streaming scene has been for the Knicks. If there's anything good going on there. A lot of these guys, unfortunately, in my opinion, I think I'm a very good streamer when I'm streaming and when I'm engaged. It's hard to stream every game because the NBA season does get tiring. But when you're in the playoffs, I think I'm one of the better Knicks streamers out there. You know, Now I'm back building that engagement for the streamers. Those of you that love the streams, I know at times we had ridiculous engagement for streaming. Knicks in four. I don't know. There's a lot of game left. I can see them sneaking one though. I can see them sneaking a game or so. Maybe five. They're not sweeping them. And look, we've been watching the Knicks for many years. You know, we tend to have games sometimes where we start so slow that it's hard to come back. You know. Mm, I see. Yeah, I think Brunson kind of the wrong time to get hurt, but maybe the right time at the same time because Tibbs was gonna definitely overplay him last month of the year. Because even Tibbs is getting heat. Tibbs is definitely getting some heat. He needs to win these series. Yes, yes, he is. You better believe because he will definitely be done if he doesn't. Nope, Nick Ball. Like I told you, that's what Cat does good. Very good. Good shooter. It's not look for some centers. That's what works. Well, he's not really a center, more of a forward, but that's what works for him. There you go. Tough inside. Tough inside. There we go. Excellent. Cat now, showing a little bit of something, showing some variety. Deuce could have gotten a steal there. Travis. I would like to see it. I would like to see it. Tibbs doesn't seem to be a fan of it though. He doesn't seem to be a fan of it. He doesn't seem to be a fan of it. At this, that's one thing. Oh, that's another thing. Say we get to the next round. When we get to the next round, you got to use everything at your disposal, and that might be like we know that might be Tibbs' downfall. Like not trying those type of lineups. You better try because even if we're not expected to beat a Cleveland or a Boston, we can't be getting embarrassed. We cannot be getting embarrassed. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Don't. That's another thing. It's not just about losing to Detroit. It's also about not getting embarrassed in these next rounds and making sure that we played the best lineups possible to try and win. Telling you. So not really the shot you wanted to see. If it's within rhythm, I'll take that from Cat, but it's not. It's not something like that you want to see. Rebound. There we go. Cat and Robinson at the same time. You called it, B Sims. Wow. And Mikael Bridges. I don't even think I said Mikael's Bridges once today. I don't even think I said his name today until right now. Nice. That's Brunson's area. I gotta be there, Mitch. That's why Mitch is there. Mitch, you gotta be there, bro. Yeah, I don't know. It's like the Knicks. We got to show killer instinct. Oh, I keep telling you guys. Knicks got to get after it. Gotta get after it more. One OG. That's you. Mm. I told you, Devin. It's not the situation you want. Yeah, Devin. See, I told you. I told you this. I told you this the other day. I said I'm not excited for this matchup because I feel like the Knicks are not where they need to be. Brunson got to make that. Jesus Christ, Brunson. I told you. You just know this team. You know when they're locked in. It's still early, but we shouldn't be tied. We should be up like 10 against Detroit right now. Oh boy. Oh boy. Who the fuck is that? Who's that guy with the red head? Are you like a Detroit fan? Like why are you courtside? Bro, it's fucking Tom Thibodeau, bro. Tom Thibodeau. You know, one thing about Tom Thibodeau is gonna stand there, and he's gonna yell a little bit. Other than that, I couldn't tell you. We're obviously struggling right now. You know, Jesus Christ. Thank God, Mitch. I don't know. I think Precious Achua has taken a backseat ever since we've we've gone back to Mitch. I think I'm telling you, the whole I Heart Achua combination was so underrated. We didn't realize what we had. And I know we offered I Heart money, but damn. But then again, I guess at the same time, Cat doesn't come if I Heart was here. So yeah, it is it's a tough one. Clearly, we need some solidity in the center position, but yeah, no, that's the reality. It's not like we didn't offer him money. A lot of people forget we offered him the money. OKC just offered more. That's the reality. But he was valuable. I'm telling you, I miss that guy every day. I miss that guy every day when you just see the center that we don't have. What do you think, Dev? Out of shape? Out of rhythm? Nervous? You too, B Sims. What do you think? Brunson. Should he just let OG take the lead? What up, Corey? What up? You know, I just asked this question and I was like, what's the matter? Is he out of shape? Is he tired? Is he nervous? And, you know, he needs time. I do think he needs time. But if he needs time, is it a bad thing to defer? Is it really bad to defer? There's nothing wrong with the deferring for now until you get comfortable. Brunson's problem is that he forces. Brunson forces when he doesn't have it going. I really hate that guy in the red hat. I don't know who that is, but I really hate that guy in the red hat. He's getting up and celebrating every time the Pistons score. What about Bridges, guys? Can Bridges get something going? Run a play for him, bro, please. Everything is so isolated. I'm telling you, we're gonna have a hard time beating the Pistons this way. That I'm just telling you guys, you're gonna have a hard time beating the Pistons. It's like isolation basketball, bro. Yeah, here we go. He's trying really hard right now to draw these fouls, which is what you shouldn't do. What you need to do right now is be in rhythm and draw the best plays. God damn it! Come on. Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised one bit at the score. You know, yeah. I mean, Josh Hart is usually Josh Hart is usually like a sleeper, like sleeper, meaning like you can not really hear from him for parts of the game, and all of a sudden he explodes and he ignites a lot of this team. You know, on an evening right now where I feel like Brunson is probably not the answer right now. You know, you need to look for anybody you can. Brunson, it's a little bit too predictable for me, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. Jalen Brunson right now is a little bit too predictable. The Knicks right now just aren't playing as well as they could. Jalen Brunson is struggling. I think he's forcing a lot of it. We're only down 2 points, but I think Jalen Brunson right now he needs to try and defer to somebody else for a little bit. You know, he's trying to get his rhythm back. Maybe this one goes for him. That one does. You know, it's gonna take time, and you're gonna have to trust it. But Brunson needs to trust his teammates as well because this game is not gonna be easy today. I don't care. Well, no, in fact, this whole series is not gonna be easy today. So you gotta be yeah, like I told you. You know, you're gonna have to play very well to beat this team, and the Knicks got a lot of work to do. Got work to do, bro. In basketball, bro, it happens. You know, you both. I think the pace of the game is so different, especially in the playoffs, bro. I noticed it right away, and I hadn't seen the Pistons play for a while. Intensity is different, crowd is different, everything is different, bro. Everything is different. It's the playoffs, and it's also Brunson forcing a little bit too much too. You know, that's why I really think it should be Ananobi. Ananobi, Bridges, and Cat should be carrying already. There we go. Told you. Ananobi. Ananobi, Bridges, Cat. Those are the guys that should be running the offense. Here we go. My guy Deuce. It's crazy. Yo, I remember Deuce getting drafted. I remember Deuce getting drafted. And that's the first thing we said. We said, yo, this kid is good on defense. Tibbs is gonna love this guy. And over the years, he's really improved his game to be I think he's one of the best defenders in the league, on ball defenders in the league for sure, 100%. I'm not saying he's top 10, but I'm saying top 25. I don't care about stats. I don't care about numbers. I'm just saying about Give me a guy who can defend on ball. Deuce McBride is one of those guys. Offensively, his shot is kind of unpredictable. It's because of the way he shoots, but you can't lie. This kid, he always shows up defensively. Go Brunson. No foul. No foul. All right. That's how we ended, huh? Make no mistake. Pistons here to play. Look, Tobias Harris is a solid player. I'm not saying he's all that, but all right, it is what it is. Got Stephen A. in the all white today. Stephen A. in the all white. Halftime it is. Oh boy, Lakers. The T Wolves and the Lakers. Let's see what they'll do. So the whole Luca narrative of him being overweight, Luca says it's not true. Mavs doing what they did didn't work out well for the Mavs. I think the truth is somewhere in the middle. In my opinion, truth is somewhere in the middle. Like, let's be honest. I don't think that Luca really was in that good of shape. That's just the reality. And if you don't believe me, look up footage of when Luca first really was playing overseas to now. You know, he's never been a muscular guy. He's just a talented guy, and that means that if you do get injuries over the years, you're more prone to them because he's not a guy who's really like staying fit in the off season. So it's going to take him time, year over year to get back into it. But when you're great like he is, the greatness sometimes covers the fitness aspect. I do think that there's truth to him not exactly being the most dedicated guy, like fitness wise, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. I think the Dallas Mavericks probably would have had a really good trade in the end if the other guys didn't get hurt. That's the reality of that. But of course, everybody says it's a bad trade when it looks like your whole team got decimated by injuries. You lost Luca, and he's playing primetime basketball in LA. I think the truth is somewhere in the middle. At the end of the day, um, because hey, Mavs went to the finals last year. Is Luca gonna go to the finals with the Lakers? No. You got to look at perspective sometimes. He'll give you good moments. He's always had, but the reason they went to the finals is because Kyrie was there. If Kyrie's there, it's a totally different game. That's all. Yeah, I think sometimes different sceneries, like it shows your game. And I always said for Grimes is a tweak to his jumper away from being a really good player. He figured out his jumper, and there it is. He just didn't have the time in New York. But really, what Grimes would have been, we've basically picked that up in Deuce or Bridges, and even Ananobi. So it's not like we really missed it. Off the bench, you probably could have gotten him still, but is Grimes really going to develop playing the Tibbs minutes off the bench? Probably not. So sometimes you just need more playing time elsewhere and repetition. You know what I realized about these NBA games? They're always over 2 hours. They always seem to be over 2 hours, even though 2 hours should really be the limit of most games. Gabe is too close right now. How we looking? This is a sixth seed we're struggling against. Wow, what a freaking move. Shit. Oh, somehow made the pass. OG. Man. Knicks is struggling, bro. I don't understand. Somebody explain it to me. You're struggling. We should not be struggling, even if Brunson is not playing well. Should not be struggling. Yeah, the Knicks right now, bro. They're gonna have to decide what the fuck they're gonna do. If they lose this game today, if they lose this game, it's like low energy, bro. There we go. Going hard. Nice pass, hard. See, that's what I like about Josh Hart. Energizer. He brings something different. He's not the biggest guy, but he finds ways to energize. Totally different energy. We still made a new Fantastic Four. I used to like the Fantastic Four. What up, Corey? I mean, listen, we can't be surprised. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. Disappointing. Disappointing us. You can tell just by the way the Knicks ended the year, you could tell that I think they were really ready for the playoffs. I don't know if they're really ready. The Pistons are, and now you run a situation where, look, the Knicks are down and the energy doesn't feel like they're really wanting to fight right now. The Pistons look like they're ready to play as Schroeder makes that. And look, here we are now, third quarter. What are we going to do? How are we going to respond? Brunson's got to delegate. It hasn't been working as much solo. Oh, no. Brunson goes down. No. Oh, my God. Jesus. Sheesh. I don't know. Yeah. And where's Mikael Bridges, bro? Like, what the fuck? What does Bridges even do? So, like, what does Bridges do? What does Bridges do? What? Ah, man. Mikal Bridges is somebody he can piss you off so bad sometimes, bro. Oh. Well, we got one quarter. Knicks with some work to do. The quarter left. What will we do? Not surprised one bit at tonight. Told y'all. Not losing hope. It's just that we we watch a lot of these games, bro. We watch a lot of these games. We know our team. You know, ah, there's a lot of game left. So hey, if the Knicks gonna turn it up, now would be the time. Oh, he almost made that. Come on, guys. Come on, Deuce. Now's the time. This is that window. This is that window. Either the Knicks make a run or the Pistons gonna keep scoring. We gotta make a run. We gotta make a run, bro. There we go, Cam. Game tied. Yo, what up, I do? If I say can I? Yes, sir. B Sims as usual. Calm, cool, and collected. I mean, listen, the game is tied. We're back in it. They're leaving it late, the Knicks. Oh, missed it. Missed the bunny. There we go. All right, so we're up two now. So now is the time. Take over. We don't really got shooters except Ananobi. Campaign made some shit happen out of nothing. Made some shit happen out of nothing. Campaign is not a guy that you think is going to shoot top of the key. More of a momentum shooter. You better hope this motherfucker. Nice. Listen, he made the shot we needed to make. I didn't think he had that in him. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. 15-0 run. None of that bullshit we've been doing all game, man. We're way better than them. Play like it. You know what I'm saying? Use the home court as an advantage. Get the steal. Run the floor. Finish the basket. Come on, man. That's what we got to do. That's what we got to do. Like, why can't we do this earlier in the game? Why can't we do this early in the game? That's all I wanted to do. It's the Pistons, bro. Jesus. You know, when we that's all I need to see. Play like that, we have no problems. Where we have way too many weapons. Way too many weapons to leave it late. But we did, and hey, at the end of the day, it's about winning game by game. Finally, leave it late to start playing some basketball. They are a tough matchup. They're not easy. I mean, I don't know why a lot of people seem to think the opposite. They're not a bad team anymore. Maybe 3 years ago they were. Now, not anymore. Yep. Yep. Fourth quarter. Fourth quarter is where we want it. Ah. Fourth quarter is where we want it. Josh Hart. Yes, sir. Fourth quarter is where we want it. 19-0 run. Fourth quarter is where we want it. Totally different game in the fourth quarter. Excellent. You see it, offense, defense, fast breaks. That's what we can do. You got Josh on the right. Let's go. Come on. Barrage. 21 straight. They, they called a timeout already. You can't call another timeout. Sheesh. Some offensive firepower for the Knicks. Still 4 minutes left, but hey, listen. It look like we got him, right? There we go. Yeah. Copy. Defensive? Yeah. Defensive 3 seconds. That's it. Nah, they kept the fourth quarter though. Up until like maybe 10 minutes left. It's that fourth quarter. It's that fourth quarter. You look at the box score. Fourth quarter is where we killed them. Totally collapsed, really, Detroit. Everything going our way. Campaign. Ah, everything going our way in the fourth. Oh, Look good from Towns. Yeah, Pistons fell apart. Mid range Bridges. Yep, that's just shot. Bridges mid range money. Ooh, be careful now. Be careful now. It's only 6 points now. Be careful now. Oh no! Be careful now. Be careful now. Let's be very careful. There's a there's a minute 20 left, decent. Only 6 points, to be honest with you. Let's play smart. Looks like the Pistons woke up a little bit again now. Nice move. That's tough. Hold it. All right. Made it tough. All right. That's it. Good win in the end, Dev. I agree. Fourth quarter is where we won it. We woke up. Yeah, I think so. I think that look, we felt what they are in the playoffs, boys, and now we understand what these guys bring. Um, I can't see us starting slow two times because in the playoffs, the only way to win is learning your opponent's strengths and weaknesses. And I think they woke up a little bit. I think we got a little bit of a wake up call. It's not a team you can take lightly, but we just got to apply that energy early, and we should have no problem with the Pistons. That's really what I'm thinking. There we go. We know what they are. We know how they play. I think we have too much power. OG nice. I think that was OG steal. Nice win. Nice win. Nice win for real. I can be happy with that. I can be happy with the way we ended the game. Legends watching on some actors. I almost thought it was Chris Tucker. Then and Siller, you know, Starks did what we had to do. I think we know how they play now. Next game will definitely be different. I don't think we'll start so soft. I think we apply the pressure early, and we should get the Pistons out of there. It was frustrating to watch for 3 quarters, but I think the fourth quarter they realized, they said, you know what, let's stop playing around. 123, 112 is the final. And yeah, that's all it is. Playoff basketball, one win at a time. At least this series should be ours. After that, it remains to be seen. Oh, that was Sierra and Russ Wilson. That's who I thought it was in the hat. Nice game, guys. I think that's it for me. I'm enjoying the streams. You know, it's really fun. I'm back for the playoffs, and let's see where that goes. Maybe we pick up some new fans, some new subs, and yeah, it's always better when the Knicks win. You know, and then they're doing what they're supposed to do, especially that fourth quarter. I thought it was good. Let me look at the box score for those of you who want to see. Ah, right away, first thing you see, Mikael Bridges, 28 minutes, 4-9 from the field, no threes, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, 8 points. Didn't do anything today, to be honest. Didn't do anything today. That's all I can say. We really didn't do anything today. OG Anunoby is ridiculously good. You know, 44 minutes, 8 to 18 from the field. I know he had a bunch of steals, but I'll get to it. 3 to 8 from three, 4 4 from the free throw line, 7 rebounds, 4 steals. Of course, our best defensive player on the team, without question, 23 points. So I was calling for Tibbs to delegate. I wanted him to delegate more in the first couple of quarters because I believe that OG would get it going. And we kind of let him hang around the Pistons. We didn't need to do that, but OG was locked in the whole time. He's literally one of the best players in the NBA, bro. No question. He won a championship young with Toronto, even though he didn't play in the finals. I remember, but he's always been good. As long as he stays healthy, I'm telling you, this guy is like one of the 3 players on this team that you can't go without. And another one of those players is going to be Karl Anthony Towns, of course. 39 minutes, 10 of 14 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals, 22 points as well. Yeah, I thought it was reading the wrong stat line. In the end, it's a nice game for him. 11 rebounds, that's huge. 11 rebounds. Like, forget the points for him. If he's rebounding and he's passing, that's already going to contribute to a lot of points. And you can see his plus minus is plus 21 for a reason. That means that when he was on the court, plays were happening. Even if he wasn't always directly involved, just his presence alone, it makes a big difference. So I thought he was having a nice game. He was finding different ways to score, except not always trying to settle for the three. He was 1 for 3, and then he switched it up, tried to get inside more, and he was doing different things. That was nice to see. Just trying to try different elements in the game. Back in the day when we had Randall, for example, not that it matters anymore, but I'm just trying to give you a comparison. A good player is going to find different ways to score, like Karl Anthony Towns. Randall is going to give you the same shit over and over and over again. I think he's actually playing next, if I'm not mistaken. But that's what you need. You got the guy like Karl Anthony Towns in there now giving you different dimensions, and it opens up other guys to score. And one of those guys is, of course, Jalen Brunson, which is the 3rd guy you can't go without on this team. He's an incredible player, best point guard we've had in years. I've said it 1,000 times. You guys know it. So it's not really that. It was the slow start in the beginning. He's warming up. It's hard. You got to trust your teammates. I don't think he needs to do everything, but when he's on, just let him do his thing. That's just what it is. He was 12 of 27 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3, 8 of 10 from the free throw line, 8 assists. No, no steals, huh? No steals for him. 34 points. I always say, what's my saying? My saying is, if Brunson gets over 5 assists a game, we usually don't lose. Usually we don't lose. No way. We usually don't lose because he draws a lot of attention. So for him, the assists are key because the points we know he can get. We know he can score inside. We know he can get the 3. We know he can have a different type of dish for his opponent, like leading to an assist. And that's just his game. These games towards the end are easier because he's on the court and you know where the ball's going. Remember the games when he wasn't playing, it was kind of hard to see who's going to take over because now you didn't have to solidify, okay, guy, this is Brunson's time. So that's what we have now. And when he's on, he's great, and sometimes he's not. But we have other guys now that we can trust. OG, you can trust. Cat, you can trust. So as long as he remembers that, it's gonna be fine. Didn't have to take till the 4th quarter, but listen, we're all learning this team this year in the playoffs. Playoff basketball is different. So the fact that we scored 20 straight on them shows you that by the 4th quarter they figured it out, and that was that. Josh Hart was incredible. I thought he was great. He was a guy that I was like, listen, if there's anybody who's going to make a difference coming off the bench, doing something, sporadically, even though like he's considered a starter, I still think he's contributing more bench-ish minutes where, Josh Hart isn't going to take a lot of time on the court as a starter. because of it's already crowded. It's already crowded with Brunson. It's already crowded with OG. It's already crowded with Cat. So bring Josh Hart in there as an energizer. Most of the time, that's going to really allow you to have something different. And he did that. It was a lot of this fourth quarter comeback win is because of the energy he was giving you. 29 minutes, 6 of 10 from the field, one 3-pointer. He made it, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 13. It's ridiculous. Those are ridiculous stats, bro. When Josh Hart is done, finished playing basketball, bro, I'm telling you, you're gonna look at his stats and you're gonna say, "Damn, like I never thought he would grow to be the player that he is." And I wasn't thinking that even when he joined the Knicks, but this is what you expect of him now. This is what he's capable of doing, and this is what he can do. Energizer, giving you an opportunity, an extension to win the game. And we're going to skip over Mitchell Robinson because it's just disappointing for me. I'm not expecting much from Mitchell Robinson. I don't even think he'll be here after this year, bro. Mitchell Robinson it's just not giving you anything. He can't do it. He can't play the minutes. That's the reality. He can't play the minutes. He should be playing more than 18. He should be playing like at least 25. He can't do it. 3 of 3 from the field, 6 rebounds, 1 steal, 6 points. The one guy right here, underrated today, Cameron Payne. 5 of 7 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3, 1 of 1 from the free throw line. He was a plus 23 for a reason, 14 points. This guy was making things happen. When we didn't have something, him and Josh Hart were the reasons I really thought we won today. Yes, there's other stats you can look at for the other guys, but when things got tough, it was Cam Payne hitting the shot. It was Josh Hart making a play. You know, those are the guys that are going to win you games. These are the guys. Last year, it would have been a DiVincenzo. Or it would have been, or it would have been even Precious Achua, who's on this team but he doesn't play. At this point, you got to get Precious Achua more minutes than Mitchell Robinson. I don't get it. I don't see what people see in Mitchell Robinson. I think he's a tall presence. I just don't think he's NBA healthy to play. That's all. But back to Cam Payne real quick. I thought the Cam Payne, he made great plays, and he's the reason why I think we won tonight. And going forward, that's basically going to be your bench. I think you're going to have a Cam Payne, maybe a little bit of Shaman, a little bit of McBride. Of course, it's a problem when it's mostly guards coming off the bench that are giving you bench minutes, but it is what it is. And yeah, props to him. I thought he was probably the best player tonight. Not by points or stats, just by presence on the court and shit that he was doing to frustrate the Pistons defense and in the end, even Pistons offense because he was locked in and engaged on defense as well. So, shout out to him today. Miles McBride, not much. Not much. Got to do more. I don't know. Miles McBride sometimes is like the guy that he can give you defensive plays, and when the team is already winning, he will add to that, but with his defensive intensity. But offensive intensity for him sometimes it's a mystery. It's kind of a mystery for McBride because he can have games where he's really on, and then he go a couple of games where offensively he's not producing. But at the end of the day, it's like if the Knicks get the win, does it really matter if Miles McBride is scoring? No, because you already have at least 4 guys that are really doing what they're supposed to do. That being said, when the game was tough for 3 quarters, we could have really used something of McBride, and we didn't get that. So I think that McBride needs to at least get us like at least a 10 points a game, 10 to 12 points a game. He was a +9, but in the end, I think he's got to do more as a guy who's trusted to come off the bench. Even though he only played 15 minutes, which is another thing. Mitchell Robinson played 18. Everybody else played more than 25. That's just the reality. And Chapman played 10 minutes, 1 or 2 from the field, no threes. Decent. I thought he played a lot better in way back in the preseason, actually. I remember I thought he was going to be really good. Then he broke his arm or something like that, or his shoulder, dislocated shoulder. Came back, still been decent, but he's not really going to be a guy who's coming off the bench much. That's what I got for y'all. That's what I got for y'all. Yeah, I don't know. Bro, I can't tell you. I can't tell you. Mikal Bridges, I can't tell you. I can't tell you. I it's a mystery to me. That guy should be way better than he is. I don't know. I couldn't tell you, Mikal Bridges. He's playing himself off the team for this game or for Mikal Bridges. Disappointing for Deuce. All right, bye, brother. All right, that's it for me. All right, guys. I'll see y'all later. It's Donnie. Peace. I'm out. Later, B. Sam. Thank you, Dev. Corey. Thank you. So I do, my guy. Appreciate you. And everybody else. That's it.